Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ballchat. Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to Ballchat Podcast. Another Sunday in the A, enjoying football discussion. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Benton, along with the family. Come on, how you doing, family? Wagwan. Happy Sunday, family.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Come on. Long time don't see. Junior is away this week. Football family, Junior is away. He's Keegan is in the final of a basketball tournament, so Junior is coaching and sending best wishes to Keegan and the family. Come on, how was the week? What a week in football.
Man, I mean, sometimes you complain and say, boy, too boring, and you need excitement. There's a thing as having too much excitement. It was ridiculous. It was like news and excitement from all angles. So this week was good. Let us see if next week will be better.
Yes. Let us see if next week will be better. Football family, we're going to discuss the Manchester United saga, the issues surrounding the postponement of the Manchester versus Liverpool game earlier on, and the fallout from that. I want to get your thoughts on that. We're also going to preview Champions League semi-final games, second leg coming down, as Chelsea looks to try to get to 2 Champions League final, as the Chelsea ladies is already in the Champions League final, and Chelsea men's will actually play Real Madrid in their second leg. That leg is tied 1-1, and we'll also preview the Man City versus PSG second leg semi-final. We'll have La Liga roundup, we'll have Bundesliga discussion, we'll have a little bit on the Mbappe situation, as Mbappe seems to not want to commit to PSG. But come on, we're going to start off as usual with ballers and bugs. Also later on in the show, we'll have yard ballers highlighting Jamaican footballers. We'll also have the women's football report with Khadij Fishley. But we're going to start off at the top of the show with ballers and bugs. If you're watching us on Flow Sports, our Ballchat YouTube page, our Ballchat Facebook page, you can join the discussion. So come on, who do you have as your ball of the week, as in the impressive players of the week?
I have a couple of players that I want to give it to, but I have to give a shout out to the golf specialist, Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale scored a hat-trick today. And listen, would I complain and say it's a hat-trick, but actually like a pian goal? 3 good goals. And now are we going to say that it was Josie who was the issue and not the players? Because the Tottenham that we are then, granted it was a Sheffield, right? So let us put it away as a Sheffield. But the Spurs that we saw play today played good football. I mean, attractive football. I really could enjoy it. So the scoreline of 4-0 was really indicative of the game that we watched. So Gareth Bale was my hat-trick hero. He scored 3 goals. I have to also give a shout-out to Son, because I know Son of my baller. Son provided, I think, 2 assists, but Son continues to show that he's a driving force and a big piece of the Spurs team. Aguero, with his goal, I am so happy that Aguero will be going to Barcelona, because if you watch the Barcelona versus Granada game, you realize that we need some help. So Aguero with a baller, because that goal was a fantastic goal, even though he knows that he has no future at Man City because he's leaving. So it was a good goal. And I really have to give a shout out to Ollie Watkins of Aston Villa. I really expect that a bigger name club will come and take Ollie away from Aston Villa. He's a good enough footballer that can play at the higher or better club, I should say. So Bale, Son, Aguero, and Ollie Watson, those are my ballers of the week.
Come on, Ollie Watkinson just reached at Aston Villa, and you want someone else to come and take him off their hands. I mean, he hasn't really completed 1 season fully with them yet, and you're already championing what? Chelsea, who's serving to come in and take the player off their hands?
Although Chelsea is my club, I still have big name club. So now, but listen, you can see his potential, and you can see with better players around him, you can see that Ollie can be a special force in Premier League. But he needs some help. Even though he has been doing really well with Aston Villa, I think that it's not showing his true his gift, his talent, but he's gifted.
Yes, Ollie Watkins having a special time in Aston Villa. And Cameron is giving a ball of the week also to Gareth Bale and Min Son as Tottenham beat the brakes off Sheffield United, soft soap Sheffield United. I think they're already planning for next season in Division 1 football or Championship football if they've already been relegated. My ball of the week, I got to give a ball of the week to Andre Blake, Jamaica's #1. Come on, how comes you did not give Andre Blake the ball of the week? He was sensational.
If Blakey is watching, my apologies, Blakey. I watched it. It was outstanding performance. But you know what happened? We come to expect that from you. So it's like it was just business as usual. With that Atlanta side, it was business as usual.
Okay, go easy. We can big up Blake without disregard making disparaging our bad remarks about Atlanta United. Leave it to us, the fans in the A, to say those things. But ball of the week to Andre Blake, Jamaica's #1 in the Philadelphia Union. Andre Blake was sensational. He was actually my man of the match as Atlanta United succumbed to the high press or counter-attacking football of Philadelphia Union. Andre Blake was fantastic for Philadelphia as they look to make it on to the next round of the CONCACAF Champions League. Big game, big performance from Andre Blake was absolutely impressive. Another ball of the week I want to give to Zalarian of Columbus Crew. Zalarian, I think I'm getting that name right. This guy is a baller, Argentinian background, as Columbus Crew and Zalarian actually tied Monterey 2-2, but he's a player. Big ball of the week to Lil. I give them ball of the week last week, and I'm continuing it. Come on, I'm continuing to give them ball of the week. Lil will win the French league. I'm going to go ahead and say it right here. Lil will win the French league. I hope I don't salt them up as Jamaicans will send them bad vibes or bad juju. But Lil won again as they defeated Nice, and Yilmaz again on target. Lil, after PSG won against Lens, PSG was at the helm only briefly. Lil retook the lead. So Lil gets a ball of the week for me. 3 games to go before they can finally put their feet up and say they're champions. It's going to be mouth-watering stuff in the French First Division. And also, finally, big ball of the week to Kelechi Iheanacho. Kelechi Iheanacho, remember the name. He's having a very, very special moment. Scored a wonderful goal against Crystal Palace in the Premier League this week. It's so good to see Kelechi hitting his high notes at Leicester City as Leicester City cements that 4th place spot as they look to make the Champions League for the first time in a long time. Big up to Leicester City and Kelechi Iheanacho. Let's get the bug of the week. Bug of the week. Come on, let's unimpressive players of the week. And I guess maybe we should start with Manchester United. Who you have as your bug of the week? Come on.
I have Barcelona as my bug of the week. Even though they won today, it was really, really tight. Valencia, they scored. But Valencia scored first. Then Barcelona put up 3 goals. And then Valencia came back. I was nervous, mighty. Listen to me. I just don't understand why PK is on the pitch. They don't even come out people on pitch. Come off of the pitch. I've had up to here with PK, right? He's just so ridiculous now. Barcelona had the opportunity to take the lead, to be top of the table, right? When they played Granada, and they had a total and complete collapse. And now we're still a butter at 3rd, even though we won today. So I am really upset with Barcelona, and they have to get my bug. I don't care what anything else. Bug, them get bug. And also want to give it to Leeds. When Leeds started in the Premier League, they were hot. Everybody was saying top 3 for Leeds. Leeds look good, whatever. Look on Leeds now, butter. I lose to eat at the side. So Barcelona and Leeds and that young man who got tangled up, No, no. That's what that's a man you.
The man, the protester who was on top of the goal.
Like a young boy, he got tangled up and dropped boof for ground. You
Well,
know, party if you can't climb. But Barcelona and Leeds, I have to say those are my bugs.
yes.
Oh, should I say Atlanta too? Or you have that covered?
No, I'm not gonna give them a bug because I'm gonna wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, bug of the week, unimpressive players of the week. Bug, come on, is giving Barcelona bug of the week as they lost to Granada. Football family, send your bugs and ballers on. Ballers being impressive players of the week and bug being an unimpressive player of the week. We want to hear from the Manchester United fans. We want to hear from them when we get into our football discussion. I saw Conrad Tully running in. Big up yourself, family. We want to hear the sentiments of the Manchester United fans in a little bit. My bug of the week, Atlanta United. Let's just go ahead and get it out there. Atlanta United picked up 3-0 from Philadelphia Union in the CONCACAF Champions League at home. The team looks a bit out of sort with big coach Gabriel Heinze. It's early days yet. It's probably should give him more time to make some assessment. My only question is why does every manager want to play this high line? Why does every manager think this high line is the way to play football? So Atlanta United is getting a bug of the week for me. And I also want to give a little bug of the week to Roma, geriatric team Roma. Brethren, you guys took the lead and then you went down and lost 6-2 to Manchester United. Roma, come on. Bug of the week to Roma after taking a very impressive lead and they couldn't hold on or couldn't even hold on for a draw. So Roma gets a bug of the week for me. Football family, let's get to our football roundup. And we have to start. Go ahead,
Before you go, so we're having a conversation. So BM is saying, so anyway, so Jamaya Chelsea saying Ajax the champions along with Inter Milan, yes. So we can stop Cos Lukaku now because he's a champion. Manu really, could use him this season. Well, no, allow me to tell him of Cavani. And Chelsea women and Chelsea men are it will be in Champions League, which is good. So BM is saying that Ollie Watkins could have played for Jamaica, but unfortunately he chose England, and that Andre Blake was outstanding in the Champions League game. He should be playing in Europe. So I asked him, if he thinks that Andre will move to Europe or Andre will retire in MLS, and he's saying that no. Andre is 30 years old. At this point, his chances of moving to Europe is very slim, unfortunately. And yes, Corey Burke is back for Philly. That's a good look. Hopefully, he can stay injury-free.
Why does everybody want people to go Europe? Or not everyone? Why is there this pronouncement by some football fans that a player's true measuring stick is to go Europe? The man, all right. Andre Blake is perfectly fine.
They don't watch MLS, and that's the thing. They don't watch MLS. They rather watch the Premier League, the Belgium League, the Netherlands League, the German League. They rather watch those things, and they're saying that Andre is good enough to play in those leagues. Yeah. Most people I talk to, for example, MLS are going and I text somebody and say, oh, Minnesota playing Austin, and somebody was like, and? So they don't watch MLS, and I can't get my friends to watch USL either. So, we think that it's okay because we support MLS teams, but there are people out there that don't watch MLS and don't watch USL. So they think that they see Andre play on the international stage. I know that Andre is good enough to play overseas.
Well, he's playing overseas. He's playing in the MLS.
Overseas party, not overseas. In local for us.
And granted, yes, there are different leagues, and before we get away from ballers and bugs, there are different leagues. I mean, if he gets to Europe, it will be good for him. But I think Andre is happy. The people at Philadelphia love him. I mean, he's getting compensated well, to my knowledge, and he's exceptional. I mean, he keeps getting award after award of being outstanding. So, Regin, go and eat your food, and if you want to go to Europe or wherever, do your thing. But I am happy seeing Andre Blake week in and week out in the MLS. I think, he's probably the best goalkeeper in the MLS. It's a competition in between him and that, Fry over at Seattle Sounders.
Stefan Fry, Old Foot Fry.
Yeah,
Shame on you. Stefan Fry is not in Andre's class. I thought you were going to say Tim Howard, and then we'd have to fight you.
Okay, all right. We don't want nobody fighting. We save the fighting for the Manchester United fans. All right. Speaking of Manchester United fans, it was a big game going in. We anticipated seeing Liverpool versus Manchester United. Liverpool needed those 3 points to continue the pursuit of trying to make the Champions League. Manchester United, of course, needed those 3 points to continue their pursuit of something, their title. But of course, a local rivalry, or a rivalry in English football. Unfortunately for us, other things took over. Fans demonstrated, some stormed the field, and the scenes at Old Trafford was something else that I haven't seen in 30, 40 years of watching football. Come on, your initial reaction to that whole fiasco and the whole scene that happened.
I wasn't expecting what I saw. I mean, I did see on Twitter earlier that they are protesting that that fans and members of supporter groups would come together to protest. And I think initially that was the aim, to go on protest. But I guess when you have a large crowd, you can't control everybody, and it got out of hand. So if you talk to some of the original people who planned it, they'll tell you this is not what they wanted. They wanted the same thing what Chelsea do with the banners, kept it peaceful, but you just go out and storm the castle. I mean, listen to me. At this point, Liverpool must request the 3 points. Man, you need to forfeit that game and give Liverpool the 3 points.
And we'll get into that in a little bit, but we want to get at why Manchester United fans are so ticked off. I see Conrad Tully joining us, who's a Manchester United fan. It's a good thing that Biggs is away today, because he probably would have burst a blood vessel speaking about some of the issues that they have. But looking on the outside, come on, this seems like there is a big sort of issue with the Glazers. They had a demonstration in 2010 when there was a push for the Glazers to get out of the club. I mean, does fans not realize that Manchester United is a private entity, and those owners are having the right to do whatever they can do with their club?
Yes and no. All right, so everybody, unless you are in the Bundesliga, unless you're in Germany, you're not really a shareholder, because you know that fans kind of own piece of the club of Germany. They're shareholders.
Yeah.
But for the EPL, even though we know that Roman own Chelsea, I still feel invested. I buy the jerseys. I spend the time to watch it. I'm a supporter. I'm a fight anybody. I'm a cuss anybody when it comes to Chelsea. So I feel like I'm a part of the club. I feel like when they make decisions that I don't agree with, or if I think it is not a good thing for the club, I think I have a right to voice my opinion. And that's the thing. The thing is this. You as an owner, you can't do without the fans. I don't care if you feel like the fans can't say whatever they want to say. The fans actually make the club run. They buy the tickets, they come to support you, they buy the jersey, or jersey expensive. And we talk about Arsenal already, where the seats are expensive, Man U seats are expensive, they have season ticket holders, the food. I mean, come on, these people are vested in Manchester United, and they're showing their displeasure. So we might say we don't own the club, but we still think that we are a part of the club. And that's what they're doing. They're voicing their displeasure, but I think it just went a little bit to the left. It went, completely out of hand. I don't think this is what they really wanted to do when they were going to protest.
Just to give a bit of history, so Manchester United versus Liverpool game postponed, of course. The fans stormed the field in the dressing room. COVID protocol was breached, so there's a concern about that. And we're showing some images I mean, that ground staff will have to do some work to get that pitch ready for their next encounter. So Manchester United Supporters Trust was one of the organizing entity that involved in getting together this sort of demonstration. Is Manchester United Supporters Trust is one of the larger supporting groups. Our fan group was formerly called the Shareholder United against Murdoch when Murdoch tried to purchase the majority ownership in Manchester United in the 90s. Malcolm Glazer bought the club took over 28.7% share in 2005. And the issue that seems that most Manchester United fans, now he's Malcolm Glazer, the Glazer family is a majority owner. He seemed to have borrowed money, at least based on multiple reports, and used that money to purchase a larger share of the club. Had since really straddled the club with debt over the years. But again, it's his club.
Mm-hmm.
And he owns 70%. So in a takeover bid, the Red Knights, which is a group of Manchester United supporters, tried to purchase the club from Malcolm Glazer, and they offered to purchase the club for $1 billion, but the Glazers had the valuation less than that, higher than that, and they weren't able to meet it. The supporters group, this Manchester United Supporters Trust, is looking for a 50+1 rule. You spoke about German football earlier, and you know of the prevalence of this 50+1 rule where the fans essentially own the majority in these clubs. Do you see this transferring in Manchester United, a 50+1 rule, or anywhere in English football? I mean,
Nope.
bottom line, it's a business.
Nope.
As the brethren country would have said.
Yeah, I mean, but it's true. It is a business. I mean, why do you think that they're in it for fun? Yeah. I mean, some of them don't even. I mean, some of the people, the players, them don't even know football. If you ask them outside rule, them don't even know. It's a business, and you really can't blame him for holding on because it's a money-making business. Manchester United make tons of money for him. I mean, why would I give that up? But at the same time, I think there needs to be a compromise. And as I said before, the fans are the ones who really propel the club. The fans really make or break a club. You hear the players talk about if the fans are not in the stadium, how it feels, or it's not really and truly a game. The fans are important. And I think, and this is my thing, I don't think anybody will stop going to the games. I just think they're showing their displeasure and they're saying, listen, I mean, I know you own the club, but we want you to know that we are displeased about this. And I mean, they say, welcome to the games. And they're not going to stop coming to the game, but it is what it is. But for English football, it's all about money.
Yeah. And how do you see this? I mean, this has been going on since 20. Does the Glazer family relent and does this Glazer family relent and sell this club?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would not. I mean, me and I gonna make a group of strangers box bread out of my mouth. Yeah. Absolutely not. Listen. You know what he can do? Come out and give a strong statement. I hear you. I hear your concerns. We're working to address your concerns. If them bring in Holland, I bet it all will be forgiven. So I just think they just need to, placate the fans a little bit because you need them to come to your games. You need them to buy your jerseys and stuff. You need them to support. Bring in a top name player, put out a statement and say you're sorry from the bottom of your heart, and trust and believe. Everything will be okay. Next year when they win, listen, if Manchester United was top of the table, then madness would not go on.
Yeah, and the statement, just to reiterate the statement from Manchester United, it says, following the discussion between the police, the Premier League, Trafford Council, and the club's match against Liverpool has been postponed. Of course, we know about that by now. It says, Our fans are passionate about Manchester United and completely acknowledge the right to free speech and peaceful protest. However, we regret the disruption to the team and the action which put other fans and staff and the police in danger. We want to thank thank the police for their support and will assess them in any subsequent investigations. This is getting a bit ugly now. Where we saw where Chelsea fans recently blocked the bus after the whole ESL stuff. We saw where at Marseille where fans stormed the training ground and essentially start setting off flares. And we saw this today. Of course, some Manchester United supporters stormed Carrington Road, or it's not storm, but went to the training ground recently and met with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Is there a need for heavier security at these venues and for these match day things? Because that's essentially what the owner is going to probably come out and said, look, we're seeing where the players might be put at risk in the case of a bus at Chelsea, or where, at Marseille where the fans stormed the ground, and if players were there, who knows what could have happened.
Listen, look at the other day when Schalke, they were relegated to Bundesliga 2. Did you see the fans run down the players them? I mean, it is across the board where you can never have too much security. It is. We would hope that fans have common sense, but you have the one and two little fool one out there where we always do the madness, right? So I do think that they have security. And we saw some video where I am almost sure it's some security over 1 and 2 gate today. So
those are the views of. Come on.
So that's what based on the video that I saw on Twitter, I'm not saying that's what happened, but based on the video that I saw, that but I think they have adequate security. As I said, we don't see this all the time from Manchester United fans. Yeah. We really don't. When was the last time we saw something as crazy like this happen? So, I mean, yes, for no, because, the temperature is so high, you might have additional security, but I just think that they've been okay so far.
Yeah. All right,
so before we move on, so Fabi Frano says, first him said, who's going to come up with 1.5 billion for Man U? These owners collecting over 80 million pounds per year or month, I think. So you think they will give that up? The noise will pass. So the Glazers not worried. They don't live in England, so it's not even moving them.
Yeah.
I would not let a group of fans box bread out of my mouth, knowing that they will still support the club. They'll watch it on TV. They'll still buy my jerseys. And as I said before, bringing that one marquee player and all will be forgiven.
Before we move away from this, a statement from the Manchester United Supporters Trust says, we fully understand the anger against the owners at this time. We welcome the focus on ownership, which is, Manchester United Supporters Trust fundamental objective and always has been. We urge our fans to remain united, to work together to help deliver change in a legal and peaceful way. Fans are able to buy shares with voting rights is key to what we want to see, and we're working to try and deliver this solution. And that solution is this 50+1. So fans want to own the club. Come on, they want a piece of the pie, and I have nothing wrong with that. I have no problem wrong with that. But boy, it looks sticky because
and I think if you look at Germany model, the German model is good, right?
Yeah.
Fans, I mean, when I went over there, the fans were so passionate. And the fact that you are a part of something that you support, fervently, then I think it's a good thing, And as I said, I wouldn't sell, I wouldn't make nobody, but as I said, compromise. And just to kind of, help the fans them realize that, yes, we value you. We value your opinion, and we really want you to be a part of this club.
Yeah, and Manchester United is currently a publicly traded club on the U.S. Stock Exchange. If I'm not mistaken, it's just that the shareholders are listed as Class B holders, right? Come on, meaning that their
Yeah,
voting power.
yeah. What was it? Was it $13 or something per
Yes,
share?
yes,
Well, I saw the last time.
yeah, the what, $13 a share?
Something like that.
It's cheap shares. um, but so they are listed and they're publicly traded. People can buy ownership, but of course those voting rights are restrictive. I think they're Class A shareholders, meaning that their voting ability or power in the decision making is not very big. Come on, you brought up the Schalke stuff. The Schalke players being rushed, being bum rushed by fans with eggs being tossed at them. We see the Manchester United stuff here today. We saw the Marseille stuff. Should we be worried about something more tragic happening down the road with fans being so ticked off?
From oh my God.
Because a lot of these fans are hot-headed. I don't know if it's COVID. They seem like they want a pound of flesh and then some. Go ahead.
But remember Escobar? Is it Escobar? What was the footballer name again? I think it was Escobar, the footballer who scored the one goal.
Oh, from Colombia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
We've always had that crazy fan. We've always had, but it's not, you really don't see it as much. You see one fan run on the pitch nowadays, but it's not to hurt a player. It's more like to get a picture. So I can't remember the last time something serious happened. Yes, the Schalke one was a little bit out of sorts because they really don't hear them attacking the players like that. But I guess when you get relegated, whatever, it wasn't even that serious. But I don't remember hearing anything like that happening in England. So I don't think that they'll talk about beefing up security for them. And honestly, I really don't see a crazy fan like that hurting a player. I think it was more geared towards sending a message to the owners versus hurting a Man U player or a Liverpool player.
Okay.
I mean, for Marseille now is a different story. Crazy people, but they have security. What do you suggest, that each player get a bodyguard? Because after you leave the stadium, then you're basically on your own. So you protect them at the stadium, but they're on their own on the street.
Yeah, so they're responsible for the personal security when they're out the road. But ultimately, one of the things that I just watching those images, whether it via Manchester United, whether it via Marseille fans, whether via Schalke fans, and I know some of those fans are very emotional. They're very upset about the players failing or delivering what they expect. And who knows? Some of them, one or two, like you said, might take it too far. We're not entitled to win. So I'm on if you go on I'm yard and go sit down. All right. If you cannot handle supporting a team, just
Yeah, I just don't see. I mean, you have to lose. Somebody, you have to have a loser, and you you retire now and then, but somebody has to win and somebody has to lose, and you see it from the U9 all the way up. Like, some people just cannot take losing a game, and it's just sad.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some actual football that took place this week. Let's get to the EPL roundup. Manchester City defeated Crystal Palace. It was a formality. Leicester City continues to cement its Champions League spot. Come on. We love what Kelechi Iheanacho and Leicester City is doing right now, right?
I am. And I'm really happy that Leicester has moved away from being the James Vardy team, right? So now we're happy that there's somebody else, a younger person, who's coming up, helping Leicester to move forward. And I mean, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. He was on the back burner. Nobody thought that he was special. It was always, James Vardy. So now he has the opportunity to show his worth. And in that regard, he's helping Leicester move up in the table. So, I mean, I'm really happy for Leicester. I'm happy for them. if Leicester would have just make Chelsea jump over them now and second that, then that would be okay. But Leicester is doing well.
No, I'm very happy. I think that Brandon Rodgers seemed to, quickly before we go to other roundups, do you think that Brandon Rodgers has learned in this new role? And what I mean by that, he's not averse to making the substitution anytime in a game. The Brandon Rodgers that I saw at Liverpool, he was more reluctant. He would wait to see for something to happen. Now at Leicester City, it doesn't take much for him to say, okay, 30 minutes or 30. I saw he took off Castagna 37 or 38 minutes into the game a few weeks ago. He's more surgical in his decision making, and he's not really trying to castigate his players. He's just saying, if you're not at it today, we need to get somebody else on the pitch. Your assessment of how he's grown from where he was to where he is, do you think he's kind of grown into more that maybe a cutting edge sort of manager?
You know, I think this is the thing. I think the pressure is not really as heavy on his shoulders because Liverpool is a big club, right?
Yeah.
And I think the pressure was too much for him when he was at Liverpool. So he didn't really want to make mistakes. He didn't want to try. With Leicester, I think he has more freedom because we are not really expecting Leicester to be a Liverpool, right?
Yeah,
we're not expecting Leicester to be this big name, big top, whatever coach.
Yeah.
So I think with Brandon he's a good coach. He's tactical, he's thoughtful, he's a people person, he's a coach person. The players love him, everybody love him. His interviews are always spot on, he's not blaming anybody. So you see that kind of, transfer from him to the players on the pitch that they are actually playing for him. But I think because there's really no pressure. If Leicester don't win the Premier League, then nobody will say, oh my God, whatever. We would be surprised if they did.
Yeah.
But I think because there's really no pressure, he's a little bit more free to make his choices, to experiment. And so far it has worked. So, I mean, props to him.
But after the debacle of last year, running so close in the Champions League for predominantly most of the season, and then fell short at the end, don't you think there was some pressure this year knowing that you're in the similar position to make the Champions League and you cannot lay an egg again this year?
As I said, it's Leicester. It's Leicester. Listen, every club wants to be the Premier League winner. If they can't be that, they want to qualify for Champions League. If they can't do that, they want to qualify for Europe, all right?
Yeah.
The aim is not to get relegated. When you have some clubs that are okay clubs, yes, the owners, the players, the fans want to see you do well, but at the same time, it's Leicester.
But Leicester has won the Premier League title.
Better, and that was all right then. And what was the reaction from the world? It wasn't, yes, we knew Leicester was going to win. They're a big club, big whatever. Everybody was shocked because what, Benton? It's Leicester.
Leicester has won.
So no, he's actually overachieving. If you really think about it, because remember in the middle of the season, he was falling off, right?
Yes.
So now that they're picked up and they're doing well, and I'm telling you, I think the management comes to him and say, listen, we understand we don't have all the players that you would probably want to make a Premier League run or even a top 5. So we appreciate what you're doing. And he's continuing to do what he's doing. And I think he'll be fine. I think it's going to be top 5. I think he'll even finish 3rd above my Chelsea.
And for Leicester family, I don't want to come on this. You guys have won the Premier League more recently than some big clubs, Arsenal and Manchester United.
We said big clubs. Why are you talking about Arsenal when we talk about big clubs?
All right, let's hear what the family's saying. Any comments from the family? Come on.
Yeah, they're talking about that won't happen for the fans because Man U were too much on the market. Nothing will come from Man U right now because they're on social media blackout, I think, which all the clubs are boycotting social media this weekend. So yeah, maybe we really won't see anything. And David Nicholson is saying that yes, Blake is 30, but for a goalkeeper, that's not really old, which is true. From what I understand, he has offers in Europe, and I think he will ultimately decide to test himself next season in Europe. So Jamal Chelsea is saying, look at River Plate. Listen, when we are talking about hooligan, River Plate take the cake. We don't know, forget the South America team them.
No, man.
Yeah, so Fabi Fana is saying that these fans didn't learn any life skills. Yes.
Yeah.
Especially the one where we see climb on the net today, the goal. Trust me, him not learn on him, and him look young.
Big up to the family. Conrad Tully says ball of the week is Cavani. Has to be a Cavani, a Manchester United fan. Geraldo Haynes, big up yourself. CM Sir Roman, come on at the bug of the week. Big up yourself, Geraldo. The Barcelona fan and Arsenal fan and give bugs of the week. Imagine that.
Hey, look here. Listen to me. This week, somebody wanted me to call and give a wellness check for Ronaldo. This week is not a good week to be an Arsenal fan and a Barcelona fan. It's ridiculous.
Big up yourself. Get some Angels for upset stomach there, Geraldo. Angels for upset stomach. Bug of the week, Conrad Tully says Roma, Manchester United all the way. Come on, you're reeling a like Man U. Why? Big up Jason Frame. Jason Frame says baller of the week, Luis Alberta, Lazio. And that's a nice segue. Before we get to Italian League and celebrate Inter Milan for a little bit. Come on, you spoke about this. Should Liverpool protest and ask for those 3 points? Because Liverpool desperately could use 3 points.
Before I even Liverpool desperately needs the 3 points. It's not their fault. It's Man U. But hold a second. If you got one game, if you're at the field and the players for the next team, the opposing team, act the fool, right? The fans and the coaches of the next team act the fool. The referee have all right to blow the whistle and call it a forfeit, whatever award, write up in their report and make the 3 points go to the next team. So here what you do, Liverpool. You need the 3 points. I don't care what anybody wants to make them cost you, make them say you're petty, but you deserve the 3 points. So ask them for make Man U to forfeit it. Make Man City wait a little bit longer to lift the trophy and you get your 3 points.
Well, if Liverpool get those 3 points, then Man City would win the trophy because a Liverpool...
Backside. Oh, okay, you know what? Go on with it still. Yes, Tully. Yes, Tully, I don't like Man U. None at all. My apologies. I don't know why I never remember that. But if Liverpool get the 3 points, that means that Man U cannot catch Man City and we're good to go.
Yeah, so
okay, I still want Liverpool to get the 3 points.
You still want, but Liverpool has joined force and said they agree with the postponement of the game. Let's get to Italian football and Serie A title, Scudetto champion. Your big side, Inter Milan. Come on, Conte and Inter Milan have broken the stronghold of the Juve.
Juve said they might come back 9 in a row. They're coming back. They want it back. But guess you know what? We talked about Conte. Conte is a weird kind of coach. But I think whatever he's doing worked. He got the best out of Lukaku. 20 goals, 10 assists so far. I mean, like...
Yeah, 21 goals in Serie A.
Merciful friend.
Yeah, 21 goals. Second leading goal scorer.
Horatio Ward is a Lukaku fanboy. So he that's his guy. So I'm really happy for Lukaku because trust me, I'm getting like a batteration now and then. But we're going to have to see. And I like Conte. I think he's a weird kind of coach, but I think it worked for Syria. So congrats to them.
Yeah.
Juve just has to come back next week. The question will be, will Cristiano Ronaldo stay with Juve.
Yeah, that's something that in the offseason will be interesting. I doubt he will hang around with the current climate. A fourth Serie A title for Antonio Conte. Of course, he won a couple trophies, or won a few trophies with Juventus. And the first title for Inter Milan in 11 years. So a big up to Inter Milan. I mean, truly well deserved. And most importantly, I picked them at the beginning of the season. So, pat myself on the back there.
I don't remember that.
But looking at the table though, since the title is already locked up, now it's the race for Champions League, and it's really tight. You have Atalanta, Juventus, AC Milan, all sitting on 69 points. They've all played 34 games together, each. You have Napoli sitting on 67 points, and Lazio sitting on 64 points going into today's show. And Lazio has a game in hand. Three more places. Who is going to be on the outside looking in here? I mean, Napoli probably will not make it in.
Napoli. My next one where you can't set your pot on fire with them. Roma. I'm so disappointed in Roma. I mean, bug, pantapa, bug.
Roma.
Man.
It's a retirement home side.
Going into the season. No, because going into this season, we were saying, Juna remember, that Roma have a good chance to finish top 5. And they've just slipped. Dropped.
They are 7th. 5, 7.
And they have no chance because they're on 55 points.
Yeah.
So they really, so whatever, count them out. So I think Napoli, I think, will not be in it. Lazio, because Lazio, they've been doing well. I mean, I like how Lazio player. I just think Napoli will be on the outside looking. I don't know where.
Now, what is interesting here, come on, AC Milan sitting on 69 points. Lazio, 64 points with a game in hand. Could AC Milan not make the Champions League here?
I don't think so. I think they will make it. I really think they'll make it. I don't think that they'll not. So I am going to say that they'll make it.
Yeah. Big up to Inter Milan. Of course, Inter Milan has secured the title for this year, and down the bottom you have Crotone. I mean, we don't worry about those teams, but big up to Inter Milan for securing theirs. And we'll watch this race. 4 games left in the Scudetto. Stepping over to the French League as we continue our football roundup. This is really the title race. Come on, Lille. Now, interestingly, Monaco is sitting on 74 points. 3 games remaining. Monaco 74, PSG 75, and Lille 76 points. I mean, your thoughts? I mean, can Lille finish this off?
They have to just win all the games. They have to win the last, 3 games?
Yeah, 3 games remaining.
They have to just win all the games. They don't want to draw any. They don't want to lose any, because then that would put their faith in PSG's hands, and you don't want that. And if you check their games, the 3 games coming up, I mean, they're not really easy games. So I just think if Lille continues to play well, they have a 1-point lead, just keep winning their games. That's all. And then they control their destiny.
So Lille has Lens, Saint Etienne, and Angers remaining. We'll give out PSG's schedule. How does the Champions League semi-final plays into all of this, if anything, for PSG? Second leg.
I think PSG will be okay. I think PSG. I think they have enough manpower to kind of balance. I think they'll be fine. I really don't think they need to panic unless 2 of them top stars get injured during league play or when they play Champions League. But if everybody is healthy, I think PSG can manage dual duties.
So PSG has Reims, and they have Montpellier in the French Cup semi-final. They also have Reims and Brest in the French Championship. So they're playing in 3 different tournaments, and that essentially should give an advantage to Lille. I'm intrigued by what's going on with Monaco. Old Bayern Munich coach, former coach, Kovacic is the man at the helm at Monaco, and they're just quietly going about their business. So very, very good French league. I don't want nobody diss the French league again. So you got Lille finishing this out, or PSG?
I have Lille.
Okay, you have Lille. Now, before we step to La Liga, come on, as we continue our football roundup, what's going on with your Barcelona team?
Them win today, no?
Yeah, but I mean, today is beside the point. The issue was the Granada game where they had an opportunity to take the lead over Atletico Madrid. Big game coming.
I already give them bug Benton. I already said my piece about PK.
Yeah.
What else I want me to say?
So,
what else I really want me to say about them?
And what I wanted to say is this. Well, I don't tell you what to say. What I want to get your assessment on is that they're playing Atletico Madrid this weekend. And quickly, your prediction on that game. I mean,
Atletico Madrid going to beat them.
This is at Barcelona.
Them business, Camp Nou is no longer a fortress. Everybody gonna go beat them. It's like whatever. But the thing is this too, if you watch the Valencia game today versus Barcelona, Barcelona was extremely lucky, right? So Atletico Madrid, the man next one, you don't even know which one of them if you get the good one or the bad one. But Barcelona is just not clicking. They're really not clicking. And if you watch the Granada match too, we were leading. We didn't lead them. On the gate, the goals them. I mean, it's madness. So I see Atletico Madrid beating them, and I do see Real Madrid going on to win the title.
Oh, Real Madrid would love that. All right, let's continue our football roundup as we get ready for preview and prediction segment. So you have Atletico Madrid beating Barcelona, so that would be huge for them. They're sitting at the top of the hem, 76 points. Real Madrid 74, Barcelona 72, and we don't worry about Sevilla. We don't worry about Sevilla in 70 points. But I mean, Coleman is on a red card and won't be available for these matches. Does missing him on the sideline make a difference for this Atletico Madrid game?
No.
Come on, it's like him not doing nothing anyway.
It's like no. I don't even know.
All right.
No.
So Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid this weekend. Big game in the La Liga. All right, let's preview Champions League semi-final, second leg coming down. Paris versus Man City. Man City leading 2-1. Come on. If not now for PSG, when?
It has to be no. And I think PSG they'll eke it out. I think PSG will be in the final.
Okay. And the Real Madrid versus Chelsea game, it's sitting 1-1. How are you feeling going into this as a Chelsea fan?
Good. I mean, if Timo Werner will just stop, miss the easy goals, then we will be okay, sitting pretty. But Chelsea look good. I mean, my side looked good. We should have put away some of the missed chances that befell us. But I think we're looking good, and I think Chelsea will be okay.
You think Chelsea? Who are your keys for both of these games? For both of these teams, who is critical for PSG to overcome this deficit? Who's critical for Man City? Who's critical for Madrid? Who's critical for Chelsea, in your opinion, to make sure that these teams can tilt in their favor?
I'm going to say Pulisic, because I think Pulisic, he likes being on the big stage. And I think he wants the opportunity to show that he's good enough, that he's really Captain America. And his game was completely different from how he played in the domestic league. I mean, like him found another gear. So I would say two players, Pulisic and Mason Mount. Those players, they were really tangible. They were working in tandem. They were doing really well. So I think if Mason Mount and Pulisic have good games, I think Chelsea will be okay. For Real Madrid, Big Ben. If Big Ben is on fire, trust me, he's unstoppable. Benzema is the best player on Real Madrid side for me. With Man City, listen, I mean, what we're going to say about Foden? Foden is playing really well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Aguero said if Pep wants him, he's ready. So maybe Aguero will be ready. Them slide him in. So Foden, Mahrez, I don't know. Mahrez has been scoring. He has been assisting. He has been helping the game move along. So if those players are really working together, they'll be fine. Same thing with Neymar. If Neymar has a fantastic game, then nobody's beating PSG.
Do you start Raheem Sterling for Man City in this game? You know, some of the Jamaicans when we talk to, some of the Jamaicans that I speak to, just to speak, they're very much concerned with what's going on with Raheem and being missing from these big games, i.e. the Champions League semi-final. He didn't start him in the first leg. Would you start a Raheem Sterling this game and this game against PSG?
Did he play the last game?
He played in the Crystal Palace game, but the man them say a backup game that. It's B-side game.
You know what? If I was Pep, and I love Raheem because I'm a Jamaican, whatever. But if I was Pep, I wouldn't change the team that went in and did the job. I wouldn't change it.
Okay, keep the same formation, keep the same team. Quickly, Real Madrid, Eden Hazard returned recently and he's getting more minutes on the field. Does he make a difference? Is he an X factor for Real Madrid coming to Stamford Bridge in this game? I figured he wants to put one over his old club.
Why? You think him know the patrol him on the pitch? I mean, why would he? I mean, what is it? What kind of him have secret for the Stamford Bridge?
Yes, I mean, he was hired as a big gun, i.e. a big baller by Real Madrid. Yes, injuries have really slowed him at Real Madrid, but he spoke about how he's feeling healthy, he's feeling good. He played in the recent La Liga game. What sort of role do you expect him? Because I envision that he will get the start over Vinicius.
Oh, we talk.
Eden Hazard. I mean, why do you sign?
Wasn't he a sub? Didn't he come on the last game as a sub?
Yeah, but now this is the real big game. This is the real money game.
You know what? So, but what reason would you have not to start Vinicius? Vinicius has been showing out well for Real Madrid. I mean, is he injured? Like injury? I mean, what reason would Zidane have not to start him over Hazard? I mean, listen, Hazard is my guy.
Yeah.
If you call me and tell me I'm lose the weight so fast, I want to know. That's the second thing.
Don't you ever see these weight watchers?
Please, if you call me and tell me, everybody trouble. Look for Oprah. But anyway, so I wouldn't change the formation, and he came on the pitch and he was okay. I mean, he wasn't spectacular. He never did nothing extra for you to say, okay, then he's going to start. So I would be surprised if he starts over even if he knows the inner work. The only reason why he said you start Hazard down at Chelsea is if him can tell you if the pitch linear, so if the ball roll long, so. But I don't see why you would start him. I never started in the last game, and he never come on. I never really turn up.
Okay.
Like, but we're expecting him to turn up.
Yeah. Good point. I mean, Vinicius Jr. has been doing quite well. But my reason why I'm tilting a little bit for Hazard now that he's supposedly 100% healthy and getting back to his old ways is this idea that Cesar Azpilicueta who's a savvy veteran, playing against Vinicius Jr. is somebody who can definitely outsmart Vinny. Vinicius Jr. has not gotten to that level where he figure out how to play against like a veteran defender in terms of Azpilicueta. And I expect Azpilicueta will play. Now, to that end, this is why I said, because Azpilicueta should be more fearful of a Hazard rather than a Vinny. But what do I know? But so
I don't know. I mean, like, good question. What do you know? Like, you do want to clean out Hazard, just keep him foot. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I think with his speed, I don't know if Aspi can really keep up with Vinicius. I think if you need speed. You really need speed when you play against Chelsea. I think that's key, and I don't think Hazard brings that.
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
table.
yeah. That's a very good point. So you have Chelsea and who in the final?
I don't know. I don't even know if Chelsea in the final.
With all that talking,
I
um,
think Chelsea or Man City.
yeah, but and I just want to reiterate, if not now for PSG, when? Because I don't expect the Bayern Munichs of the world, the Real Madrid of the world, I mean, we'll talk about Mbappe in a little bit. These so-called big clubs, these elite clubs, are going to be just as flat this year. So PSG has a great opportunity now to win this thing, and that comes down to the fancy ball of Neymar himself.
But you know what? Too, with Neymar, Neymar is an asset and he's also a liability because we know and everybody know. All you have to do is get into Neymar's head. That's all you have to do. Once you get into his head, then he's going to lash out. Is it going to be a yellow? Is it going to be a straight red? So he can be their greatest asset, but he can also be their greatest liability. And if the players are smart for Man City, they'll realize that and kind of nitpick it at him. Look at was it yesterday when Bobby Cordova, when
Yeah.
Fulham was playing Chelsea,
Yeah.
and Bobby Cordova, all he did was, did you see it? When he was just pulling off Mendy's gloves, the goalkeeper gloves,
No, I didn't.
gearmanship. They were taking a corner kick, and all he was doing was pulling off Mendy's glove off his hand. Every time, pull Mendy's glove off his hand. So, those are the things, City can play with Neymar's head a little bit and put PSG at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So, Jamai Chelsea is saying it's PSG versus Chelsea in the final.
PSG versus Chelsea. Jason Frame says, come on, Ben's a baller, but don't overlook the man who does the dirty work, Casemiro. Big point.
True.
Absolutely big point. And funny enough, Casemiro scored yesterday. I don't know how he scored it. The ball bounced after him and ended up in the goal. He himself looked shocked. But yes, Casemiro and N'Golo Kante in that midfield. It should be.
And don't forget, Real Madrid's liability is the name of the goalie that I will never ever speak. He's a big liability.
Yeah.
If Timo Werner can just aim properly, we can beat the goalkeeper.
Well, I wouldn't expect Timo Werner to aim properly. I think you're gonna have to get somebody else to do that dirty work. Big game. Champions League semi-final coming up this week, Wednesday and Tuesday. Big matches. Man City's leading PSG 2-1. Chelsea and Real Madrid evenly poised at 1-1. Before we go to Yard Ballers report, no women's football report today. We'll get women's football report next week. Before we go to Yard Ballers report, Julian Nagelsmann is now the new head man, or will be the new head man at Bayern Munich in the summer. 33 years old. 33 years old. This is a big job. Your thoughts
But
on
he has done, but he has done everything. I mean, like, he has been everywhere and done everything. And
Come on, he hasn't been everywhere. He coached at 1899 Hoffmann for 2 seasons. He coached at RB Leipzig for 2 seasons. And now he's getting probably one of the best jobs in all of world football. Yeah, granted, he's a Bayern fan from school age.
Listen, he will be okay. I think this is a good challenge for him. So I think he'll be okay. I think he'll do well.
Yeah, Julian Nagelsmann won 59% of his matches at Leipzig, and moving into that position at Leipzig, American very well loved coach here, Mr. Jesse Marsh, and you're a fan of Jesse.
Yes,
fact,
I love Jesse.
Friends.
I love Jesse.
Yeah, but your thoughts on him now becoming Leipzig and a manager replacing Julian Nagelsmann. This is a big ask for Jesse Marsh.
And I think he's up to the challenge. I think he's a good enough coach to kind of tackle any challenge that is put in front of him. So I think he'll do well. I mean, Jesse's a good person and a good coach, so I think he'll do extremely well.
Yeah, remember this is not RB Salzburg in the Austrian league. Come on,
So,
this is
so what are
another
you saying? I mean,
this is
listen,
another
he has the players because we've seen it this season that
yeah.
the players are extremely good. So I think he'll do fine. I think he'll do okay.
You think he'll do fine. So we're very proud of Jesse Marsh. Come on, big coach. Before we go to Yard Ballers report, big a lot of talk this week about Kylian Mbappe and where he will end up. There are reports that he have rejected 5 offers from PSG. The latest offer 5 days ago, as recent as 5 or 6 days ago, or somewhere or recently. And the latest offer allegedly, according to 90minute.com, allegedly included more money than Neymar is making. But Kylian Mbappe seems hell-bent on leaving PSG. Does PSG have to win the Champions League? Come on, to try convince Kylian to stay.
No, no, I don't think so. I think if he's leaving, I think he wants a better challenge, or he wants a different scene, something. I don't think it's about winning a championship for him to stay. I think he wants to play in a different league.
Pochettino at his Friday pre-match press conference, Mauricio Pochettino, coach of PSG, said that, to paraphrase, said Kylian asked him about England. Of course, he speaks French, he speaks Spanish, and he speaks English. Kylian always speaks to him in English, and he's very curious about the maturity of the level of play in England and how the game goes about. Surely you don't see Kylian Mbappe ending up in England.
You never know. I mean, you never know. What if one of his French counterparts talk to him and encourage him? You never know. If you hear some of the players talk, they'll tell you that, I came over because so-and-so said it's a good league and a good place to live and whatever. What if I can see Man City paying a buttload of money for him. I mean,
but come on, that financial fair play rules will definitely need to
be. But it don't apply to Man City. We've seen this time and time again. That listen, it is something that they say, but they never do.
That is pre Super League City. Now post Super League City is gonna get a hefty ban if they're able to pull this off and keep compensating the players that they have.
I don't know. I don't think PSG winning a title, a championship, in Champions League says anything about him staying. I think if he wants to, go somewhere else, he'll just go.
It seems like Real Madrid is the favorite. I mean, does Liverpool have a chance here to get Kylian Mbappe? I want to give some information to my Liverpool friends, some reassurance who was aspiring to.
I mean, I wouldn't go to Liverpool. I mean, like, and not even as a groundsman, I wouldn't go to Liverpool. So really? I mean, like, why would I go to Liverpool? I don't know if Premier League is his destination. I think Real Madrid or Barcelona.
Barcelona.
I am just hoping for Barcelona. I don't know where them going to get the money. They might get a loan. They might go sell Coutinho. They might go sell Piqué. I don't know. You know what? Piqué can join Pepe over so. But I think Real Madrid is looking like the best place for him to go.
Yeah.
It's style of the play fit, and I think Zidane will enjoy working with a player.
You have the Zidane influence at Real Madrid that probably will play as a role here. Before we go to Yard Ballers, come on, but if he does end up at Real Madrid and he has one more year remaining on his contract, so for PSG, it's imperative to either get something done this year, either extend him, or if he's moving on, let him move on for some money rather than lose him for free next year, right? You agree for PSG? Since he only has one more year left, it's imperative for them to try to get something finalized this summer regarding Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, I mean, unless they don't care about the money. I mean, you know,
Unless they don't
unless they
care
don't
about the
care,
money.
unless them can sweep the millions underneath the table, and it's like no, like some of them money, for them, the money, and the money where you put it under the sofa and feel and take out for them. So it would be good to get the money. I mean, like I don't understand some clubs where make the contract run out and you get nothing for the players. Like, what kind of business is that?
Yeah.
So so I think if he's going to leave, it would be this summer. And I think Real Madrid is looking like the destination. Don't be surprised if all of a sudden Barcelona finds some money.
Come on. You know, and
don't be surprised if Barcelona finds some money to get him. Stop it.
No, it won't happen. And as it relates, you said Barcelona will have to get rid of Coutinho. Barcelona would have to get rid of Piqué. You can get rid of Piqué, Coutinho, but those are cheese strip, bug juice money. Bug juice money cannot buy Kobe steak. Come on. Bug juice money cannot buy Kobe steak. So that cannot afford all the players.
Or they can go the same route as Arsenal and do a higher purchase baller thing. I mean, like a higher purchase.
No, but
little.
After the interaction that PSG had with Barcelona over the Neymar deal, if anywhere Kylian Mbappe go to Barcelona, PSG would want all that money up front. No installment, no higher purchase. After what transpired with the Neymar deal when Neymar went to PSG and Barcelona was so ticked off, I think, like you said, I think he ends up at Real Madrid. The curious question around Real Madrid, though, is what will happen to Eden Hazard and Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo, these so-called young players who are coming, because Big Star are going to roll in, and Big Star, providing he's injury-free, is expected to be on the field.
Yeah, so Roger is saying Barcelona will never buy Mbappe, not at this time. So I asked why, no money, or is he not a right fit? And he says, look at Neymar and Coutinho, higher purchase deal, no way. And he says for financial reasons. And you might be right.
That's
going to be right, on Barcelona's head, because you spend, look on it. I am still not over the money them spend for Brathwaite.
Leave Brathwaite money alone.
It doesn't matter, but it's like, I will never get over his like stupid purchases. So now when you have the opportunity to get good players, you not no money.
Come on, Barcelona don't have the opportunity to get this player. I mean, my granny used to say, don't set your pot where you cannot reach it. I mean, Barcelona, and ultimately, doesn't Barcelona owe Liverpool some money for the Felipe Coutinho transfer? Still.
Some year. No one talk about Barcelona. No.
Yes. So we'll see what will transpire with Mbappe, but definitely exciting player. Maybe Liverpool can sneak in and get him. All right, let's go to Yard Ball.
Before we do that, so the Women's Champions League.
Yes.
So Chelsea beat Bayern. Barcelona beat PSG. So Chelsea and Barcelona will be playing in the final. So hopefully the women can take it home.
Yeah, we're gonna I was gonna save that for the women's football report and speak to Kadisha about that, but you know, next week when she joins in, we'll have a more in-depth analysis. Cause come on, just I'd name the teams. that not make it, but yeah, Chelsea versus.
But that's delicate things. So anyway, so nothing really not going on our local baller scene. The USL championships, about Champions League, started. A couple Jamaicans played. The biggest news that we have is that Khadija Bonishaw is expected to sign for Manchester City, which is really, really good. So now, hopefully, we can have men and women and young people start to watch women's football, because it's just ridiculous. The numbers are too low. So Ivan Toney, the guy that everybody wants to play for the Reggae Boys, which I think is not going to happen because he's on fire. England going to scoop him up or not get him. He registered his 30th goal of the season. So he's on par, he's on level with the championship record, which I think he's going to break because he has a couple more games left to see if his team qualifies to the Premier League. Kevin Lambert of Phoenix Rising, he scored a nice goal versus San Diego. Phoenix won 4-1. Yesterday, it was a good, was yesterday or Friday, one of them there, but it was a nice little goal. If you didn't see it, go ahead and look for it. Kevin, I need to call my ear. But anyways, next time. So the Jamaica Premier League executives are saying that their hands are tied because the government has not said if or when they're going to go ahead and have the Premier League restart. They're still talking about the COVID numbers, and they're saying in regards to providing players with comprehensive insurance, they cannot do it because they only have gotten verbal agreement to go ahead from the government. Nothing is on paper, so it's really not official. So players are out there training with their clubs, no insurance, and as far as me here, some of them not getting paid. So I think the Premier League is a wash. We can nobody look feet this season. Hopefully by August, September, they can start back maybe in the summer. If they're smart and they create a bubble in the summer, they can have a tournament. Or you know what, the conflict with the Gold Cup. Either way, they must have to figure out something because the players are really not playing. And then former senior national men's football coach Carl Brown is saying that cancelling the Premier League season is the sensible thing to do, as there are no guarantees that it will not impact an escalation of COVID-19 cases. So let us just say it's not going to happen and look out for maybe a tournament over the summer. So that's my yard baller link up for this weekend. Hopefully next week we'll have a whole heap of things to talk about.
Yes, yard ballers highlighting Jamaican footballers playing their trade overseas. And come on, we're going with my brethren Alvas Powell. Did he make it to another club? Did he get picked up?
I'm sorry, who? Never hear him, read.
Alvas Powell.
I haven't heard anything from Alvas about Alvas. The last time I read, the club's website was saying, the club's website, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
The club website was saying that they canceled this contract because, he wanted to leave. So I haven't heard anything. Haven't seen Darren Mattox, listed for his club. I think it's 2 games now that I haven't seen Taxi on Anderlecht's roster, not even the 18. So I'm not sure. Birmingham played, and I didn't see Junior Fleming's listed, so I'm not sure if he's injured as well. So I need to check. So Roger is saying that Shaw is on her way to Man City, and I said hopefully. You're asking me hopefully, or are you saying hopefully? Because at this point it's just rumors. We don't hear anything else. Luca Levy, we know Luca Levy. He said Luca Levy signed to a good agency that has players in Championship and EPL. Which agencies? That is the same one that Damian Lowe signed to, or Premier League should start after Gold Cup. Which, yes, so that's what, in August, and I think that's what they were aiming for, to start the Premier League in August. I would love to know what agency Luca Levy signed for, because Luca Levy is the guy that plays at Harborview, and he played for Jamaica U17 as well, a very good player. So this will be a great opportunity for him.
Yeah. And before we go, the Khadijah Bonishaw news, I mean, we can't ignore that. That's big. When do you have any timeline on any idea when this might be finalized or anything based on what your sources are telling you?
Nothing yet. Everybody's tight-lipped.
Everybody's tight-lipped. Why?
Yeah, but then, when the transfer market open, when the window opens.
When the window opens. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Someone saying if Pinnock is signed to the same agencies, One Touch or something like that. All right. I'll check it out, and next week I'll confirm.
All right. Football family. Big up to all the yard ballers and all the fans that joined us today. Junior is officially won't be joining us. But hopefully Keegan and Junior basketball team are winning a tournament. Come on. Hopefully they're winning a tournament. They're actually in the final, football family. So big up yourself to Coach Engineer. Hopefully he's not coaching them like Ole is coaching Manchester United. But come on, that's it, Ready for go my way out now.
Yeah, man. Bless up. Thanks for joining, everybody.
You know, football family, make sure, please, if you like the content, go ahead and subscribe. Subscribe to Ballchat YouTube page. Subscribe to Flow Sports YouTube page. Subscribe to our Facebook page. And look out for our watch along Jamaican Reggae Boys watch along matches coming down for the Gold Cup. Who knows? Some of we might be in the stands if COVID numbers allowed. But football family, if you can connect with us on Instagram, Ballchat Podcast, on Instagram, we're on Twitter at Ballchat1. We're on Facebook at Ballchat. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Yo, stay safe. We're gonna road enough, family.